What is up, everyone, and welcome to this special edition on my YouTube channel, Ring of Honor Prediction Show. We're doing Death Before Dishonor. That's going to happen tomorrow night on pay-per-view, a special edition from the World Elite Podcast. I am 1/3 of the Hostly Trio. It's Marcus. You can find me on Twitter at Marcus89_, and I'm not alone. I got Dylan Braccio on my right from the Four Families and from Nerds of Wrestling. Matter of fact, he's going to Death Before Dishonor tomorrow. So what's up, man? How you been?
I'm good. I'm pumped to not only talk about this, but I'm really excited to go to this pay-per-view. First time ever seeing a Ring of Honor show. No better place to start than a pay-per-view.
I was going to say, this is going to be your first because I've experienced it a few months back as my first, so hell yeah.
Yep.
It was worth it, too. You might see a lot of AEW vibes in it, too, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
So, and then, of course, I got joining back with me, as always, from the In Time Wrestling Podcast, it's Justin. How you doing, man?
What up? Super excited for this show, actually, for tomorrow, because my first Ring of Honor pay-per-view actually live, so to watch it, so definitely excited.
Yeah, we got someone new on here making his World Elite debut. He's from Maryland. You can find him on his show, Beyond the Pyro. The name says it all. I mean, he's not the Street Profits, and they want the smoke, but we got the smoke tonight. What's up, man? Oh, mic's on mute. There you go.
How's it going? I'm excited to be here. Excited to talk about this show. I'm really excited, especially FTR and Briscoes.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
They call it the rematch of the decade. And I'm going to say, I mean, Ring of Honor, this has been going on for 20 years. Do any of you guys have any history of watching Ring of Honor in the past or any of favorite matches or any pay-per-view events like that?
Not really. This is, like I said, this is my first Ring of Honor show, like, live, like, watching it, and that's just, like, I'm amped for it.
So you didn't watch Supercard?
No, I missed it.
Oh, it was a hell of a show. You got to go back and check it out.
I missed a lot of shows because there was it was stacked. There was so many freaking shows that week, so it was like, holy fuck.
Is this your first show too, watching Smoke?
Absolutely not. So I'm currently from Maryland, but I'm Delaware born and raised. So obviously being from that state, growing up 10 minutes from the Briscoes were a household name in my neck of the woods. I've been following the Briscoes career for a long time. Along with that comes some Ring of Honor shows. So I've watched a few. I did tune in to Supercard of Honor. I did not watch it live. I did watch the replay the next day. But I'm super excited for this show in particular because this is going to be the first show of the new Ring of Honor. So
exactly too, because I don't know how far you are from Baltimore, but yeah, Ring of Honor, the home of Ring of Honor is Baltimore, Maryland. Even though it started in Philadelphia, Baltimore has always been like the prime place for Ring of Honor. So that'd be cool for that. Now, I know Justin didn't watch it, but did you and Dylan watch their previous pay-per-view, Supercard of Honor, back at WrestleMania weekend?
Yeah, next day I caught the replay.
Yeah, same here. I watched afterwards. I was busy that night as well, but that was a great show.
Yeah, that was my first ever Ring of Honor show. It would have been my second if I had the nerve to decide to go watch Supercard of Honor that WrestleMania weekend instead of having to go to the Hall of Fame like an idiot, because I could have attended a Supercard of Honor in 2018. I could have been there for Kenny Omega versus Cody Rhodes, or I could have been there for Dalton Castle versus Marty Scurll for the Ring of Honor World Championship. No, my stupid ass wanted to go watch Goldberg get inducted in the Hall of Fame. So that's a mistake I'll never regret. Yeah, I'm such an idiot.
We learn from our mistakes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like not going to WrestleMania 17 wasn't my fault. I was 11 years old and I couldn't drive. But this, I could have just said, fuck the Hall of Fame. I could have still bought tickets live and took a Uber a few miles up the road, go to the lakefront and watch this, because that card they had for that Supercard of Honor, you'd have looked at me like, why didn't you not go to that fucking pay-per-view, bro? That was just an unbelievable card. But while I pop that up, tell me a little bit about yourself, Smoke. Tell us a little bit about your podcast.
So, aside from this weekend, It might be a special time next week because SummerSlam is also on Saturday. But typically, we air 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central on Facebook, YouTube. Do have a Twitch channel as well. It is streamed directly into that. We don't have any kind of strict contingencies for the podcast. We generally hop on, chat a little bit about some wrestling, do some fun like segments, like some games. Typical one that gets people kind of going is a Guess Who. I've had some people who absolutely hate it because I have been spiteful with some of them before. I'm not going to lie to you. But no, we generally have some fun. We talk about which shows were the best this week. Fun fact, aside from 2 weeks since the podcast has been going, AEW Dynamite has been the winner. It was 2 weeks. Rampage won. I swear we might all be AEW marks. I'm not sure. But no, we generally have a good time. Dylan's been on quite a few times. I got my buddy KPG. He's on pretty much religiously. I've had Dan Bullier on from Let Freedom Ring. We generally just kind of get together and have a good time with it. It's a fun time, and if you guys are ever open, definitely tune in.
Hell yeah, I'll definitely be tuning in. I've had Dan on a couple times. I had him recently for my latest episode of SummerSlam 1994 on my little series I'm doing for SummerSlam season. I've had Dylan come on as well. We did SummerSlam 2011. That was when he chose, and he came on for some. You came on for Royal Rumble 2011. Did you come on for a WrestleMania also, or no?
I don't believe I've done a WrestleMania one yet.
I swore I thought you did come for one of those. Well, I'll definitely have to bring you on when we do season 3 of Back to the Mania next year, 2023. All right, so this was the card for that Super Card of Honor in 2018, Super Card of Honor 12. So some of these names, if you heard of them, hell yeah. If not, shit. But they had on the 0 hour Kelly Klein versus Mayu Iwatani. Name ring a bell?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them Japanese names I'm not going to pronounce correctly, so I'm sorry. That was like a Women of Honor World Championship tournament. I guess it was for the title. I don't know if it was for a trophy. It was for that was a semifinal match, and then they had a second semifinal: Sumi Sakai versus Tennille Dashwood.
Mm-hmm.
Then on the main card, they had Chucky T versus Jonathan Gresham. Chuck Taylor. Punishment Martinez versus Tomohiro Ishii.
Damian Priest.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Kota Ibushi versus Hangman Adam Page.
Oh,
Nice.
good match.
And then Sumi Sakai versus Kelly Klein in the finals of that Women of Honor Championship tournament. SCU versus Flip Gordon and the Young Bucks. And it was a ladder of war match for the Ring of Honor World 6-Man Tag Team Championships. That match. The Briscoes versus Jay Lethal and Hiroshi Tanahashi for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships.
Wow.
Silas Young versus Kenny King in a last man standing match for the Ring of Honor Television Championship. Cody Rhodes versus Kenny Omega, and then the main event was Dalton Castle versus Marty Scurll for the Ring of Honor World Championship. That was that card. So looking at that card, you're looking at me like you should have fucking went.
Yeah,
And you
right?
chose to watch Goldberg get inducted.
Yeah, right. That's a crazy card.
I don't know. Like, I think after 20, and this was the second Hall of Fame I've ever been to. I think after the first one I went to, I was like, don't go to these ever again. Nope. I didn't learn better. Just, did you catch those last couple of matches I said?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my mistake right there. If I could, I'd go back to 2018 and fix that fucking problem.
Yeah, in my mind, this year was the only year that was an acceptable decision.
Yeah.
You can't miss someone like The Undertaker getting inducted. Goldberg? Who cares?
That class was Goldberg, the Dudley Boys, Jeff Jarrett, Jarius J.J. Robinson was the Warrior Award recipient, Kid Rock, Ivory, Hillbilly Jim, and I feel like I'm missing somebody else. That was that Hall of Fame class of 2018.
Yeah,
so
I don't see that stacking up to ROH that night in particular.
This previous Supercard, their last pay-per-view they done this one was a hell of a one. I got here right towards the end at the beginning, but on the 0 hour, they had Colt Cabana versus Blake Christian. What was that match? AQA versus Miranda Alizé. That's their name, right?
Yeah.
All right. Gates of Agony versus the Shinobi Shadow Squad, which was Cheeseburger and Eli Awesome. And then Dalton Castle versus Joe Henry. That match was actually fucking good for the 0 hour. Then the main card, they had Swerve Strickland versus Alex Zane. Brian Cage versus Ninja Mac. Jay Lethal versus Lee Moriarty. Mercedes Martinez versus Willow Nightingale for the interim Ring of Honor Women's Championship. FTR versus the Briscoes for the tag team titles. Minoru Suzuki versus Rhett Titus for the television championship. Wheeler Yuta versus Josh Woods for the pure championship. And then the main event was Jonathan Gresham versus Bandito. Winner take all for the undisputed championship Ring of Honor world title. I mean, we all can agree the best fucking match of the night went to FTR and the Briscoes. That was a fucking five-star match.
Without challenge.
Yep.
I still think that might be the best. That might be match of the year if you count Ring of Honor, AEW, WWE, New Japan, anything overall. I think that was the number one match of the year so far.
Yeah, actually, last week on Beyond the Pyro, we actually went through mid-year awards, and
we did that too.
And 100%, the match I had to say was FTR Briscoes. Like, that match defines tag team wrestling.
Like, it got crazy to the point. I don't know if you guys heard the crowd. At one point, the crowd was chanting "Fuck WrestleMania."
Yeah.
Wow.
And then WrestleMania actually wasn't that bad because I went to WrestleMania also. They pulled a rabbit out the ass for a decent pay-per-view. That's the best pay-per-view of the year WWE did so far was WrestleMania.
Just think about that for a minute. How much of a banger did that match have to be for it to be followed by 2 nights of WrestleMania and that still be the most talked about match from that weekend?
Yeah.
And now they're doing 2 out of 3 falls, and it doesn't get no bigger than that. I'm just shocked they haven't shown the Briscoes on television more. All their hype videos and promos they did were on Twitter.
Well, I think that's probably because of Warner Media. They don't want them on.
Yeah.
Well, now they just signed contracts. They signed long-term deals with Ring of Honor. That's what fucking shocked me. And I'm like, well, I thought they wasn't going to be coming because of all the drama with freaking Jay Briscoe and shit with his words and whatnot. And now they could potentially pop up on AEW television as well, or maybe not. Usually, if you work for one, you're going to be working for both.
Yeah. We'll have to see. I guess it really depends on whether Ring of Honor is getting a separate TV deal or not.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of the determining factor.
Well, I'm hearing rumors about maybe a Paramount Plus or I don't know. I've heard Justin talk about it multiple times on his show.
I still think they should just I think cut Rampage and just put it on that 10 o'clock slot. Yeah, I think it would be awesome. Have Ring of Honor on that Friday. If you're not, put it on a weekend since if they're not doing a show. Have the show be on Saturday. That'd be nice.
Well, outside of FTR and the Briscoes, is there any other match on this card you're like super hyped to see?
Claudio and Gresham.
The whole card is just really interesting, honestly.
I think it's gonna be interesting, but it's just crazy how they waited so late to like make it official. Like they made it official a week ago, and if this will potentially main event, it should have had a longer build-up. Like it should have started back at Forbidden Door when Claudio debuted at Forbidden Door against Zack Sabre Jr.
I think my match I'm most excited for is Jay Lethal and Samoa Joe. That one's gonna be.
That one has been building.
Yeah, that's got the biggest build going.
I wouldn't be surprised if that main event, but if Gresham and Claudio doesn't main event, FTR and the Briscoes.
Yeah, it's got to be that. I actually think the tag team title should be the main event, period.
Same.
You know nothing's topping that.
Yeah.
If it isn't, viewership's going to drop for the main event time slot.
Yeah.
It just will. Like,
you're going to get burnt out after that 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yeah, you save that for the main event. It just sounds like a main event. Like Claudio and Gresham is going to be outstanding, but that 2 out of 3 falls match is going to be just fucking out of this world.
Gresham and Joe and Lethal's match will probably be a good one too, but you got to watch out for fucking Sanjay Dutt and Saint Singh getting involved. Something tells me Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia will probably kick off the pay-per-view.
I could see that. Yeah. I'm rooting
Consider that the 6-man titles are kicking off the show.
I'm actually shocked they brought them belts back, but I forgot about the Righteous having those titles. They're the ones that defeated Shane Taylor Promotions for them.
Yeah,
I kept talking about it week after week because I kept saying, "Hey, they want to introduce trios titles." Oh, wait a minute, you already have triple 6-man tag titles. Just fucking introduce them already.
Yeah, and now that they're going to be shown again, now you can get like House of Black challenging for them. You can get Death Triangle challenging for them. JAS if you want. I mean, you got multiple 3-man teams. Dark Order. You got all these different 3 teams and all that can help fucking Elite or Super Click or whatever. They got 5 fucking names. You got all them get challenged for it. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, good, they brought the 6-man titles back. But I'm looking at who they facing. Dalton Castle and the boys. Well, he's got 2. First, they were the Chickens. Now they changed them to the boys, but it's the Tate Twins.
Yep.
They've always been the boys.
Well, at Supercard of Honor, they were calling them the Chickens because they had the Tate Twins and they had 2 other guys at ringside for Dalton's match with Joe Henry. Like, just jumping and clapping and running around and doing the little freaking cooling them off and shit. And it's funny-ass crap, and I'm like...
Yes, it is.
Like, what the fuck is this? Like, the last time I watched the Dalton Castle match, I didn't see this fucking shit. But seeing it live, I was like, okay, this is something different. And then I saw it again when Dalton challenged Gresham at Battle of the Belts. Which that was a hell of a match, too. I'll give that to Gresham and Dalton. But the fact that Gresham joined Tully Blanchard Enterprises, remember they were advertising it was going to be Gresham and Brian Cage at one point. Now they put in
was going to happen.
Me too. No,
Still such a weird pairing to me. I don't know why. It's just like Tully has like 3 massive men, and then it's just like, here's Jonathan Gresham. Oh, wait a second.
3 giants and a midget.
It might be a play to turn on him and then get that title match, but
he dropped the Octopus name, and now he's going by the Foundation, which that was a faction. It was Gresham, Henry, and Josh Woods. They were the Foundation, but I guess that's a no more because I don't even think Woods and Titus re-signed contracts. I think
Woods, I thought Woods did because he's been on like Dark and all that shit like lately.
I don't watch Dark. I don't even watch Dark. I'm surprised that show still exists too. Same with Dark Elevation.
I don't get why they have 2 of the same.
Dark Elevation, you can get some bangers on, like some really underrated.
Yeah.
Dark Elevation.
Yeah, because if you go to Dynamite, that's how they kick their shows off. Like you'll watch a whole out. You'll see like 6 or 7 matches in an hour, and it's all very predictable matches. But that final one before they go live, they'll give you something. He'll give you like an 8-man tag or something. I mean, Dylan went to you said you only went to 1 Dynamite. You went to the one in Boston.
Connecticut,
Boston?
yeah.
Oh,
Bridgeport.
Yeah. I went to 3. I went to the 2 in Houston and the only one in New Orleans. Smoke, did you go to AEW Dynamite in Baltimore?
I went to Baltimore in May, and then I went to Norfolk for Hangman Celebration in November.
What about you? So you didn't go to Full Gear?
No, I did not go to Full Gear.
Oh wow! Yeah, because I remember that Baltimore did do 2 shows. They did the pay-per-view first, and then 3 years later they did. Not long ago they did it at UMBC, where they did Final Battle and shit. But yeah, that was some hell of a shows there. I was at the first show I went to, the one in Houston. That was when they still remember the 5 Labors of Jericho when MJF was feuding with Jericho. I was there for the final chapter where he could not use the Judas effect, and he couldn't even come out to his own theme music. And the whole crowd, we sung him out to the ring. That was a good show. The last one I went to wasn't all that. I went to Wild Card Wednesday. Fucking main event was a shitty main event with Adam Cole and Jeff Hardy. We thought it was going to be a banger, but it was so shit. But that show in New Orleans was the fucking best. We got to see Minoru Suzuki and Samoa Joe in the main event, and Joe won the television title. And we saw CM Punk and Penta Oscuro kick off the show. That was a fucking banger. Jurassic Express and Red Dragon for the tag titles was an awesome match too. Yeah, what do y'all think about Jungle Boy coming back and now Luchasaurus is good again and Jurassic Express is alive?
Luchasaurus pulling a big show on us.
Yeah.
Turn heel, 2 weeks later, turn face.
Right? So bizarre.
We're going to potentially get I'm pretty sure we'll get it at All Out. Christian Cage and Jungle Boy in a match. Wouldn't be surprised. You think Punk would come back by then and we'll have that winner take all with him and John Moxley at All Out?
I hope so.
There are reports.
Wow.
There are reports that Punk, Danielson, and Omega will all be back in time for All Out.
Give me Omega, man. I miss Kenny so much.
I'm hearing Punk Omega maybe for Full Gear because they want to build it as long-term storytelling. Like maybe he'll show up at the end, maybe, and then if he shows up at the end of the night and then they build it all the way to Full Gear, then I can believe that happening.
Yeah.
Brian, I don't know. I don't think he's going to be back in time. And when he comes back, he's going to still do his bloody matches with Blackpool Combat Club, which I actually love the faction. I love Blackpool Combat Club right now. Love Moxley. I love Wheeler Yuta. I love William Regal. I even love Brian, even though he's out. And, of course, Claudio.
Claudio's the best. I love the fact Claudio's in AEW now.
Did you like their little picture where they were all side by side and they were leaning back? And shit.
It was great.
Oh, I thought it was funny.
It's great to see Claudio in a wrestling company that cares and he can actually shine like the star he is.
Yes.
I see you holding words back, Dylan.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Claudio, so.
Really?
Wow. My tongue. Yeah, I've never seen the hype behind him like everybody else thinks. He just does the uppercuts, same thing. I give him credit for the swing. I think that's pretty. I mean, you gotta have strength to be able to hold somebody up and spin him. But I don't get the same reaction everybody else does for him.
Hell, I think Excalibur threw in his old name, the Swiss Superman, at one point. The last match he had when he come out. I like his theme song too. So, but yeah, I'll give you one. I'll give you one advice. I mean, it's kind of like going to an AEW show now. When I went to Supercard, Tony Khan didn't come out. Tony Khan came out at the fucking end after the show. His shit came out. Still dressed like a homeless person, like someone's lost, and he just got the crowd hyped up, and he was like, Ring of Honor's fucking back, baby, and we're going to be stronger and better than ever. We are ROH. Watch him do shit like that after the pay-per-view goes off the air.
Is there any meet and greets? Did they have anybody out signing autographs?
Yeah, yes, they are doing meet and greets. Claudio Castagnoli, the FTR, and the other one is, I think the other one is either Serena Deeb or Mercedes Martinez. It's one of them.
Oh, I definitely got to meet FTR.
You definitely got to meet Claudio.
I'm not going to meet Claudio. My friend who I'm going with might want to meet him, but so I might.
You got to meet him too, bro.
I'll tell him I hate that you beat Seth. Straight up. I'm glad you lost in the feud.
Maybe I can pull. I'm pretty sure the prices are on the AEW website because that's the only way you can buy their fucking tickets and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they actually don't have it. But I told you my story. When I went, I didn't buy no meet and greets, but we got in the building right when it opened, and I went bought my shirt, and I didn't realize right when I bought my shirt from me to this chair, FTR was right there about to start their meet and greets, and I could have said a quick hello, and I didn't fucking realize it. But they were like,
FTR is great to meet.
Yeah, I'd be really pumped.
So you.
Right here.
Look at that.
So you met, how much was it to meet them? Like 55, 60?
I want to say it was like 70.
I can believe that, but
Yeah,
the night we
yeah.
went, I could believe that, especially now because they're the top tag team right now. But when we went to New Orleans, they were probably like 55. The most expensive meet and greet was Danhausen
Makes sense.
What?
Yeah, that's
for
crazy. though.
$65 to meet Danhausen.
What the hell?
Well, all right. Let's go ahead and predict this card. So I'm shocked they're not throwing more matches. They only got one match on the 0 hour. I'm pretty sure we'll get a couple of surprises, but we got Allison Kay versus Willow Nightingale. We can start with Dylan since he's going to the show. Then we'll take it to Smoke, and then Justin, and then I'll go last.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take Willow Nightingale. She's been featured on AEW a good bit, so I could see her giving her a win on the 0 hour.
Yeah, literally for the same reasons as Dylan, I gotta go Willow. She's had a lot of TV time versus Allison. I think Willow is going to be booked to win this just off that premise.
I mean, I got Willow. I mean, I like Allison Kay, but I just don't know what's going on with her. Like, is she still with NWA? Is she just coming to this show to do as a fill-in for Willow? I don't know what's going on with her. She's just they've been, like you guys said, putting Willow on TV more. Willow I want to see more Willow anyway. Really good. So was Allison Kay though. But I got Willow.
Willow needs this win more than anything. I don't know if she's been getting a lot of TV time since I've been watching her. I've never seen her win a match, and I don't even watch Dark. I'm pretty sure she's won some matches on Dark and Dark Elevation, but she needs this win. Allison Kay, I haven't seen her wrestle since Crockett Cup, and she didn't even win that night. So I'm gonna take Willow as well. We'll do a clean sweep. I got Willow Nightingale. So let's go to – it feels like a night of champions. Like literally every match on the card is a championship match. And I'm not going to be surprised if they start making impromptu matches throughout the night. They got 6 on the main card. We're probably going to end up having 2 more bonus matches tomorrow night, probably at the last minute. Just get on Twitter throughout the day tomorrow, and they're going to be like, oh, this has just been added for Death Before Dishonor. So. All right, so they're bringing back the World Six-Man Tag Titles. The current champions, Righteous, Vincent Bateman, and Dutch, are defending against Dalton Castle and the boys, the Tate twins, Brandon and Brant.
Yeah, I'm going to say the champs defend here and retain. I'm taking the Righteous.
I'm going to have to go Dalton Castle and the boys, just on the premise that I don't know what Vincent's contract status is with Impact, because he's part of Honor No More. So I don't know if that's going to impact his availability with Ring of Honor or what. So I think Dalton Castle and the boys is a surefire for that one.
Yeah, you just pretty much said what I was going to say about Vincent. I got Dalton and the boys because I don't know what's going on with Vincent. It feels really weird, like how he's just showing up on this show and Impact's doing this Honor No More thing, and now all of a sudden, what is this? If Vincent signs, that's another person from that group gone. Like, it almost feels like a fuck you to Impact by Tony Khan a little bit. Like, it's just freaking weird. But I think if he's staying with Impact, more than likely the boys and Dalton get the win.
So Honor No More is defuncting now. I haven't been keeping up with Impact.
Yeah, like they had Gresham originally, but then Gresham is now back with Ring of Honor. Vincent's now a part of this 6-man tag team title match. Like now, just it's weird. Like it's either he's retaining, that means he's signed, or like he's losing and he's just going back to Impact to continue this Honor No More stuff.
They still got Mike Bennett and PCO and
Matt Tate and Eddie Edwards.
Yeah, Eddie Edwards runs the group. Yeah,
is Kenny King still there?
And Kenny
yes,
King.
Kenny's still there too. Yeah.
Damn, if they all gone, fucking Eddie Edwards is gonna be the next Roderick Strong, losing his fucking team because Diamond Mine is done. Yeah. If you keep up with NXT, but no, I'm going with the Righteous. I just can't see 2 guys who dress like fucking little peacocks be champions because Dalton Castle's amazing. I've never seen these two twin boys wrestle. I've just seen them just give little air to Dalton to catch his breath, chase him around, be a staircase for him to get into the ring, and do little claps for him when he does a crazy move and whatnot. I just can't. It's like his own little spirit squad.
I think they've wrestled before, and they're actually not that bad.
Really? See,
So-
I had the same sentiment as Marcus. I've never seen them. I can't imagine them winning.
Try not to laugh when they do all that shit, though.
You call them the Spirit Squad. Spirit Squad was tag team champions.
That's true. That's true.
And honestly, even though they were a goofy-ass tag team, they were all kind of good.
Oh, I hate. You know how much I hate Dolph Ziggler. I just can't. I don't want to talk about
I don't get your hatred for Dolph, damn it.
What?
Leave Dolph alone.
I fucking hate his brother. I hate his fucking brother more than anything, though.
Well, that makes
Ryan.
sense. That checks.
Okay.
But put some respect on
We
Dolph
get it.
Ziggler's.
Ryan's trying to be his brother, which he'll never be.
Yeah.
We know his brother is fucking amazing. Like, come on.
Ryan just takes his brother's moveset and does it worse.
Worse. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I was just he super kicked my boy Fury on Raw that last week, and then he took the NXT Championship from Braun Breaker. Braun should have won it back at goddamn Death Stand and Deliver. I was at that show. No, he's gonna take it from Dolph Ziggler the night after WrestleMania when I'm at fucking home.
That was dumb.
Yes, very much.
Just
I did
to give
enjoy
Ziggler
Steve's
a WrestleMania
champion.
moment. I think Justin said that on the show. They just did that just so Dolph Ziggler can have something WrestleMania weekend.
It was. That's all it felt like. Like, it just felt like, hey, Dolph, thanks for all your time. Here, have a title. We're almost at WrestleMania. Have a moment. Why not?
All right, I got the Righteous retaining. Let's see here. All right, Ring of Honor Women's World Championship, Mercedes Martinez versus Serena Deeb.
I think AEW wants Serena Deeb to be a bigger player, so I think they might have Mercedes Martinez win this because this is them unifying, right?
No.
No? All right, then I'm
No.
definitely keeping Mercedes with the win.
See, I'm a little different opinion. I think Tony wants Serena Deeb to be better, but I think Serena Deeb is a great person to build a women's division off of. Since this is a relaunch of Ring of Honor, I feel like Serena Deeb going into this as champion is a good move. So I'm going to pick Serena Deeb.
Yeah, I got Serena. I don't know. Mercedes, I know she's defended the title a lot on Dark Elevation, whichever show she's been on most of the time, even sometimes on Rampage, but it's like she hasn't really been seen for most, like, unless you're like watching those shows religiously. So
It's pretty similar to Thunder Rosa.
yeah, so it's pretty much like I think Serena is like a big focus for the women's division, so I think they put it on Serena more than anything.
I'm going with Mercedes to retain. She's actually a decent wrestler.
Yeah,
No,
she
that-
is.
She was
that was-
great.
That
Both
was
of them
a
are really good.
that was an amazing match she had with Willow Nightingale at Supercard of Honor. But I know what Mercedes can do. But I was more impressed with Willow's performance at Supercard of Honor, even though I had her losing. But it wasn't a squash match because I predicted that was going to be probably the worst match of the night. No, it was not. It was far from the worst match. But now I've been bashed about because I can't stand Serena Deeb, and that match with Thunder Rosa at Double or Nothing was fucking garbage. And so people told me, why would you think that match was actually decent? I'm like, first off, that pay-per-view fucking sucked. But that was second worst behind Anarchy in the Arena. Fuck y'all, I'm sorry. Anarchy in the Arena was a shitty match. I hated it.
I don't know if you
hated
could
it.
really even call it a match.
Yeah, that was just
It was a
chaos.
fight. It was a brawl.
It was
was
a
a
chaos,
circus.
and then at the end, someone lost. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even remember what I said was the match of the night at that pay-per-view. That's how long it's been. I may have said no. Punk and Hangman wasn't even the best match.
the tag team
I don't
match.
even-
That was my pick.
Yeah.
The triple
The
threat
triple
tag
threat?
match.
I
Yeah,
might
Team
have-
Taz, Jurassic Express, and Young Bucks, right?
May-
Yeah.
No, Young Bucks fought the Hardy
No,
Boys.
not Young
Yeah,
Bucks.
no, not
It was,
Young Bucks.
Swerve in Our Glory.
Yeah, Swerve in Our Glory and Jurassic Express and Team Taz. Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Ring of Honor Pure Championship. Wheeler Yuta versus Daniel Garcia.
Now, preferences aside, I would say I would love Daniel Garcia to win. I'm big on him, and I'm not big on Wheeler Yuta, but I see them keeping the title on Wheeler Yuta.
Wow. This is the first, Dylan. I actually think it will be Daniel Garcia
I hope it is.
because
Please.
because it's under pure rules. Because it's under pure rules.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
from what I understand. It
hear
is
that.
going to be contested on pure rules, and man, that to me that match really favors someone like Daniel Garcia. He's a real technician. Wheeler Yuta's just violent. Like
Tom, I know.
so, I think Garcia picks it up.
So it might be the only person that doesn't really see what everyone sees in Daniel Garcia. It's just like AEW to me hasn't presented him in like good, like as everybody says he is. And that's the thing to me that disappoints me, because it's like I want to like Daniel Garcia, but I just don't see it. I don't know. It's weird because it's like, do you keep the pure title in Blackpool Combat Club, or do you now keep the title locked inside Jericho Appreciation Society? It's very bizarre. Like, I think I'd rather keep it on Wheeler, let him keep going with it, because he's kind of killing it with that title. Let him keep doing his thing with it.
I mean, when I first heard this match was official, I was so excited about it, but let's hope this will be the end of it, because the last thing I need is a Blackpool Combat Club, Jericho Appreciation Society feud going into Ring of Honor.
Agreed.
Even more. Like
I mean, think about it. The crazy thing with the whole thing is, with the pure rules, is if you are like part of the roster and you get involved in that match, it's a termination. But none of the 2.0 or the rest of Jericho Appreciation Society is a part of it. Yeah. So it could give a weird, like, freaking like interference, and it wouldn't involve anybody getting terminated. So if Daniel Garcia wins that way, wouldn't surprise me. I'll say that.
I don't know if Tony would play that because of how much Ring of Honor purists enjoy the pure rules concept. I don't know if he would loophole his way out of that. Like, I think that'd be a bad look.
Also, like the Code of Honor rule too, where you shake hands before and after a title match. That's cool.
I've always loved the Code of Honor thing. I love that.
It's only for title matches, though. It's not non-title.
I still love it. It's just, don't worry, we're about to fight for a title, but I still give you respect anyway.
Yeah, because they definitely have to do it for this one. But yeah, I got Wheeler Yuta retaining, of course. I like Wheeler Yuta. All right, this next match, this one, probably one of or two matches that's got long-term booking, long-term storytelling. You go back to April. You go back to Super Card of Honor. We got Samoa Joe versus Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. We knew it was coming. I'm just glad they didn't do this like on an AEW Dynamite special. They didn't do this at Double or Nothing. They wanted to do it on Ring of Honor event. And I knew they were going to have a pay-per-view coming. And when I heard they were doing Death Before Dishonor, I said they're going to do it that night. And we're getting it finally after 4 months. Joe and Lethal. I'm pretty sure they've wrestled in the past, and plus Jay Lethal brags he's the longest reigning television champion in history of Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I'm super pumped for this match. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The match I'm most excited for. I do see Jay Lethal winning with some assistance. You've got two people outside the ring on his corner. Unless Joe has a secret weapon, I see Jay Lethal going over.
Yeah, same. I think Lethal wins. I don't think he wins clean. But I can 100% see a distraction followed by a lethal injection. 1, 2, 3. I think Lethal takes the title.
I think it's been pretty obvious that Lethal's going to get it. Like, sadly, Joe hasn't done shit with this title. Nope. It's disappointing. And then I guess he got injured as well, which again, this injury bug for wrestling has been an absolute bitch. Like, and then even with Samoa Joe, who's been like fucking injury prone the entire time, which sucks even more.
He's injured now?
Not anymore, but he was.
Yeah, I knew he was.
He's healthy now.
Well, I knew he was. That's why we haven't seen him on Dynamite with throughout May and June and shit. But
it just sucks because I think it just sucks because Joe hasn't done a damn thing with this title, and I think it's a little obvious here that Lethal's going to get the title.
I think this is his second title defense at least. I thought he had at least one title defense after he beat Suzuki for it.
I don't even think he did. I don't think he's had any title defenses since he won the title.
Thought he had one.
I thought so too. Not at Battle of the Belts. I swore on an episode of Dynamite or something he defended it, or Rampage. But I don't know. It would be lame if they give Joe a loss. I mean, I know he already lost a match or two already in the company, but it would just be. I just can't see Joe winning. I know we're going to see Singh and Sanjay Dutt get involved, but I think Joe could take those guys out. Even the big 7-foot former basketball players, Saddam Singh. I don't know. I think he gets over this hump.
Yeah, I just looked it up. He defended it against Trent Beretta on an episode of Rampage.
Okay, I was like, I know.
Knew it was on Rampage one night because it was like a squash match. He beat him in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And Lethal came out after and attacked him.
Because there was TV time remaining because it was the main event. And they had to rush it. So, yeah, I think Joe's going to retain. If he retains, then probably his next title defense on pay-per-view, I could see him losing. Or on live television. All right. Let's go ahead and predict the World Championship. Jonathan Gresham versus Claudio Castagnoli for the Ring of Honor World Championship. I mean, I think this should have had a more builder big up, but it don't give a shit. This is going to be a banger. You got the Swiss Superman versus the Foundation. Two pure technical style athletes. This could be a show stealer, but not potential match of the night.
Yeah, I like you said, the build up for this match was very poor. They announced it last week. Is what it is. I do see Gresham going over, and I will be chanting for Gresham the entire time the match is going on. So we'll see how that goes, but I do have Gresham retaining.
Yeah, I gotta disagree with Dylan. I think Claudio wins this. Claudio's been on an absolute tear since his debut. I truly think Claudio would be a good option for world champion going into the new promotion of Ring of Honor. And I'm currently cash apping everyone else in attendance at Death Before Dishonor $20 to chant for Claudio just to annoy Dylan.
Oh, great. I think they're going to chant for Claudio regardless. It's
well, then the hot dogs and drinks are on me, I guess.
Hell yeah.
I refuse to chant for him.
Not even if I bought your hot dog?
Your money won't persuade me.
I think this is one of the matches I'm definitely looking forward to. I don't know if these two have ever faced off before, but I'm definitely interested to watch it. I honestly think Claudio gets it because Gresham's had this title for a while now. He's defended it everywhere before the ROH comeback. I think Claudio is a perfect fit to lead that right now. Right. Plus, having him win a world title would be nice to see. So I got Claudio.
Yeah, Gresham won the title back at Final Battle against Jay Lethal. And then when he either had COVID or something happened where they made Bando become the interim champion. And then when after their quarterly break.
It's opposite way. Bandito was champion, but Bandito got COVID.
Yep.
And then Gresham won the title at Final Battle, and that was the interim thing.
Oh, see, I heard someone had COVID, and I remember Gresham won the title at Final
Bandito
Battle.
had COVID, which sucked. That was disappointing. He missed that run, and that sucked.
Yeah, and that's why we have the old style world title, because when Gresham became interim champion, since it was the last show of Ring of Honor, they had him and Lethal compete for the classic Ring of Honor world title instead of the current design.
I mean, what do y'all think of what? I'll go ahead and bring these up now. I'm picking Claudio to win the title because He's only been wrestling for a month now. He's undefeated. I don't see him losing already. They're building him to be a top star, and he's wrestled in Ring of Honor a long time ago. He just never been champion, and he's time to carry this new era of Ring of Honor. So I got Claudio winning the title. Now, before we save the best for last, I'm going to ask, okay, now it's crazy how they mixed up all these championships. Like, first off, what do you think of the new logo? They got rid of this tribal logo, and they went with something similar to like one of their old school, but it's totally different. I don't know if you could see it. I'm going to pop this out as an example. Nope, that didn't even work either. Shit. Y'all know what the new logo looks like. What do y'all think of it?
I like it. I like it a lot better than I like the original concept that was released. It just looked like someone went on a Microsoft Word document and was like, ROH. Cool. Like, this looks like a modern take on the original Ring of Honor logo. And I actually like it.
Yeah, I'm with Josh on that. I like it. It's just, keep it simple sometimes.
Yeah, same. I think it looks really good.
I like it too, and I like how they added red, so it's like black and red are now their main colors. Reminds me of the Wolfpack. Now, their current titles, they're all mixed. They all got different generations of the title. Like the world title Gresham has is the very first belt they had 20 years ago. The tag titles FTR has right now is what they had, I think, in the late 2000s. That was their version. And then the women's championship is the current title they've had in the last few years. And then the pure championship, I don't know if that's what the belt always looked like. I think it's the ugliest belt. It just looks like a simple custom title. Create my championship. And then this television title is also the current championship they have now. It's not no old school one. I thought that was the best looking title, but I don't know, out of that or the 6-man tag titles, which one do you think is the nicest looking championship in Ring of Honor right now out of all the belts?
I would say a toss up between the world title and the TV title. Like, TV title looks really good, but there's something about that old, like, classic ROH world title. It's just like simple, but it looks really, really good.
Yeah, I was on the fence between the world and the tag titles, but I think the world championship's got it beat.
Yeah, I'm actually different than Dylan here. I actually say the TV title because I was actually a fan of the previous designs where they had like the tribalish look. The world title, tag titles, I loved all those designs.
That world title that Bandito had, that one was a fucking awesome looking belt, but they went back old school. But people like the one Gresham had more than Bandito. I guess they hate that logo so much.
Yeah, the logo's the only thing that hurts it. The general belt design I actually liked.
Yeah, because the TV title, even the tag titles were like that too. But before the Briscoes brought the old school ones back that FTR has now, the ones they had before were fucking badass too. But then they went back old school. So, which that's going to be my final question before we make the final pick. Do you see Tony Khan redesigning all these championships, give them all fresh new looks with the new logo?
Yeah,
100%.
Rebranding at its finest.
Tony Khan's already said he's had more belts made than people would ever even guess. I'm sure all new revamped versions of the Ring of Honor titles are 100% already made. I wouldn't even be surprised if Dylan gets to see him in person tomorrow when champions are crowned or retained.
Yeah,
I really wouldn't be surprised. Now that the new logo is out there, I wouldn't be surprised.
They might do like they did. I don't know what NXT takeover it was, but remember when they dropped the X belt and then they came up with that night. That night they did that takeover. I think I don't remember which one it was. They might do something like that. Like when they introduce the challenger and champion before they raise the belt up, the referee's gonna hold it like this, or like they're gonna hold it. They're just gonna present it like this, and then before the bell rings, they're gonna hold it up for everyone to look at.
I have to say I missed that old NXT title. I wish they'd have kept that.
Me too.
I wish they'd have kept it just to keep some difference between the men's and the women's title.
Also, the new design looks like a unicorn threw up on it. That's literally all it looks like. It just looks like a unicorn threw up on it. It's the
unicorn. Unicorn had a wet dream.
Yeah, like for a long time I was like the 24/7 title is the ugliest title. And then they rainbowified the NXT title. I'm like, okay, it's not the ugliest title now.
I mean, the women's one doesn't really look that bad. It's the same thing, except it's got
It's
a
the
white
same,
strap
yeah.
now.
I do like the white strap.
Titles in a white strap. It always works.
Yep.
With the multicolors in the plate or not, I like that version of the NXT Championship, not the old school one. I didn't like that fucking X belt.
Yeah, it looked
Man,
cheesy.
I like that title.
I never liked that title. It always looked so cheesy to me. And the people that held that title did not look right with it, especially Seth Rollins. It was the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. Should have never held the title to begin with.
Hey,
all
what are you
those
trying to say? What are you trying to say?
You know what I'm trying to say.
all those belts, all the original NXT titles were ugly. After they remodeled them, what it was in 2015 or 16, they looked 10 times better.
Yeah, the old tag team titles were.
Nicest title.
Yeah, I was just about to say the tag belts. Got
Yeah,
major
half the plate was black, the other half was gold. That was stupid.
And then it was inverted on the other one, so the two did
Yeah.
not look anywhere near the same.
But I like how in the tag titles they kept the old school, like the NXT going down instead of a cross.
Yeah.
Like they did
The
that with
North
the tag
American
title.
title is the nicest title
Oh,
they
I
have.
love that title.
Classic.
Oh, it looks like a boxing championship belt.
Yeah, what's your take on the whole? What do you think about the whole like Velcro thing? Because all I keep saying every time I see it, I'm like, it's easier now to take on and off, and it's like they're trying to make it feel like a boxing title, like a legit title.
You know how much difficult it is pulling fucking buttons off of a fucking championship title?
I just
And
don't
half-
think it looks as good with the Velcro.
Yeah, that's
it looks
what I think.
weird because they have the buttons on the back of it still.
Yeah.
Yeah, but buttons on the
like-
back, sometimes I don't even push them all the way in. And when I go like hang it on my shoulder or something, it fucking folds out or it falls off my shoulder. So. Best looking Intercontinental title, by the way.
100%.
Yes.
Agreed.
100%. Again, right back on the white.
Even though I don't mind the older one before they changed it to the classic title.
Talking
There,
about the
like
oval belt.
yeah, I like that one. I don't know why. There's something about that title design I like.
Yeah, but yeah, the North American Championship looked like a boxing belt. That's what I love about it. I love the bronze color. I like it, but the 24/7 Championship looked like a shitty boxing belt. I think a boxing
It's a
belt because the
golden
belt's
plate with
it's
a vomit
green.
green strap.
Yeah, I
It's
think
a vomit green fucking strap with a gold plate that literally screams, "This is your championship of catering." Like, come on.
The 24/7 title literally looks like a title that you started making on a video game and then just didn't finish it at all.
Yeah.
Like, just say I'll come back to this later. Later never
That-
comes.
That should be in the trash can right next to the NXT Women's Tag Title that Core Jade threw away.
Yeah, RIP to women's wrestling in WWE, I guess.
Yes.
So yes, let's. I'm dying to hear Justin's rant about all that shit because I heard his rant the week. I heard his rant the week before how fucking stupid it was letting them win the titles, and then they fucking broke them up as a team. So
Stupid.
But I love this version of Core Jade as a heel and a bitch. I love it because I love Core Jade.
You know who's a better who's been a better heel turn lately in women's wrestling? Julia Hart.
Yes, I love Julia Hart too.
I wasn't even crazy for that, and I kind of prefer that more than I prefer freaking whatever the hell Cora Jade's doing.
I don't know if you guys watched Sammy's vlog, but the fact that Fuego's turning into an asshole saying things are about to change, I hope he gets fucking squashed by goddamn QT Marshall, and I fucking hate QT Marshall. I hope he kills him on fucking Dark.
We lost to QT Marshall on a fucking Dark episode.
No, let him job the cheeseburger. That's what I want to see. Let him job the cheeseburger.
Oh my
Because you
God,
lost to a man
Cheeseburger's a good
named after
wrestler.
food. He's great. They had him in Baltimore for Dark Elevation. That was my first time seeing Cheeseburger. I'm like, Cheeseburger, what kind of name is this? And I'm like, oh my
Cheeseburger
God.
is
I
I love
Yes,
Shinobi
guy.
Squad. Shinobi Squad's awesome.
Tiny ass guy, but comes out like with the fucking ring announcer saying he's like 400 and some odd pounds, and I'm like, so he's like Andrew Everett, who comes out there and he's like a fucking cruiserweight, and he's like, I'm 7'3", 470 pounds, and I'm like, all right, you do you, Andrew Everett.
Oh no, there's a fucking wrestler going on right now that they're saying they weigh this much, but they weigh like 150. I can't remember his goddamn name.
Danhausen?
Danhausen.
Fucking Danhausen, man.
Or Dan, he can imitate a fucking good Danhausen.
Danhausen here. Don't make me have to cuss you.
Do you think he's gonna win that FTW championship next week against Ricky Starks?
Yes.
Hell no.
Yes.
No.
In fact,
Yes.
I still think it's a
I
bait
don't
and
even
switch.
see him. I'm with Josh. I don't even see
I
that
think it's a
even
bait
being
and
the
switch.
match.
Because Danhausen
He's going to
didn't
curse
say,
him, though.
Because Danhausen didn't say Ricky Starks would face him. He's just like, I'll accept the challenge. And then it's like, he's like, no. Danhausen didn't say you would be facing Danhausen. And then we hear Chairman's intent. And then here comes Hook to reclaim what is rightfully his.
Hook's
That's
been
what I
in New
want.
Japan. Hook's been
So
training in
good.
Japan though. I haven't. He needs to come back.
He's
Yeah,
flying
miss
back
Hook.
just to take that title. And he's going right back to Japan with it.
Send Hook.
Yeah,
Right.
Hook's
Press the
fucking-
button. Send him in there. Have him take the TNT title. Come on. Give Hook
I
the
would,
title.
I would love to see Hook throw Wardlow around, just to
That'd be
irritate all the people that are
insane.
like, Hook doesn't look like he can beat himself out of a wet paper bag, like just and over the head, belly to Wardlow. What?
Yeah.
Do you believe in Hook now?
Do you find it strange they're treating Wardlow like Goldberg now? Like they're doing the Wardlow. They're showing him walk out to the gorilla position backstage like Goldberg. Maybe he might have security, maybe not. And then they do the Wardlow chant like Goldberg. Like, and then they have the little beat in the background of his music too before he comes out. Just like Goldberg, so similar.
I just want to say I'm a huge fan of Wardlow. But I will say I miss old Wardlow. I miss the Wardlow that hit F10s and would just hold somebody up on the rope, just kind of look at everybody and drop down and knee him in the jaw, and that was the end of the match. I miss that Wardlow. I'm not a fan of Powerbomb Symphony Wardlow.
Yeah,
I think
that's
the Powerbomb
got
Symphony is just. If you want to do that as like a gimmick, sure. Finishing a match, please don't.
Yeah.
That's so corny.
I was good with him powerbombing MJF 10 times, but the way he fought those 20 security guards that night on Dynamite, where he stack them like a ball and pinned them, and it's like security guard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and maybe 7 have been eliminated.
Yeah. Just to speed it up.
Look. The thing is, I had serious complaints about that, and like I'm a huge AEW fan. You know, it goes without saying. I love AEW. I had a huge complaint with that because I'm sitting here like, when you stack pin, all their shoulders still need to be on the mat, and like only one of their shoulders were on the mat because he was stacking them back, belly, 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 1, 2, 3. Like those 3 aren't eliminated. You just use them to pin the one guy on the bottom. Like
this when Roman stacked Bryan and Edge, at least both their shoulders were on the fucking mat. For God's
that's
sake.
what I'm saying. And I'm like, Wardlow really eliminated 4 of those security guards. There were like 16 other security guards that are still in this match. The match is not over. Like we're going to end up getting a Curtis Axel angle. Like, I'm the longest lasting I'm in the longest match ever because I'm still in a match from a month ago. Like,
I'm the only surviving security guard. Damn it!
No wonder Ty Conti was able to get that key and go try to unlock the shark cage. There's no security left.
What
Wardlow broke
coincidence!
them all.
Fucking cage had fucking gaps this big in it.
I just love how that she was started, and then all of a sudden they're just like, bloop, sliding out the cage. I'm like, wait, they couldn't have done that at any point. Like,
They had to wait for their cue.
It just took Angelo Parker that long to realize, oh wait, I'm skinny enough to do this.
We can fit.
And then there's Jake Hager like, let me out. I can't fit.
Oh God, I would have to see Hager try it.
This is what made me laugh. Whenever they lowered the cage down, Ty Conti was trying to unlock the fucking pad, and they were fucking going through the sidebars.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, why?
She fucked up.
The whole thing was a disaster. As soon as Ty Conti came down, the whole thing became a fucking disaster.
I was waiting for Sammy to like get decimated, but no, he ain't even touched a single bit of barbed wire. No, that was. And then I don't think Jericho needs to wrestle in them type of matches ever again. I laughed at the end when Kingston threw him in that little box full of barbed wire, and he reminded me of Terry Funk from One Night Stand when him and Mick Foley were stuck in that shit.
Oh my god, yeah.
All right, main event. I'm calling it the main event. I can see it being the main event. FTR, Briscoes 2, Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships 2 out of 3 falls. I think this is going to deliver, but do you think, while you predict this, do you think it's going to out-top Supercard of Honor?
Add a prediction into?
Yeah, predict your winner, and then if it out-tops Supercard.
FTR wins in 3. I don't see them getting two pins to none. They'll take 3. And I do see this being better than their other match. I could see them topping it. 2 great tag teams. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like with teams like FTR and the Briscoes, they never go to match. They always go to one-up it. So I think it will be better. I think the Briscoes are going to win it. After being announced they signed long-term exclusive deals with Ring of Honor, I think they will be the ones to carry Ring of Honor's tag team division. I think they'll pick up the first and third falls.
It's tough because, like I said, I never saw the first one, but I think this match is going to be just on another level. I mean, it's 2 out of 3 falls. It probably will be in 3. It's got to have the whole. Each one of them got a win. Each one of them got a pinfall. This is a tough one. Like, do you give it to the Briscoes because, hey, thanks for signing with us, have your titles, but it's like you got this whole thing with FTR holding all the gold. Like, do you really cut it short now? Like, kind of disappointing. Like, I think I'd prefer FTR going as much as I love the Briscoes as well. I love FTR as well. Like, I think you keep it going with FTR going for all the gold at this point.
Yes, seeing that tag match live was greatest tag team match I've ever seen, period. And Dylan, you're gonna know exactly how I felt at Supercard. You're gonna be at all. Your jaw's gonna probably drop. They're gonna probably chant "Fight Forever" like they did at Supercard. They're gonna probably chant "This is awesome." Then they're gonna like "Let's go," Briscoes, FTR chant. Well, they'll probably start a "Fuck SummerSlam" chant. Maybe, I don't know. They're gonna come up with crazy shit because they are so hyped for this rematch.
Just chant both these teams. Both these teams. That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
They'll probably chant "Fight Forever" also. So, well, what Dax said on Dynamite, something tells me they're gonna retain their titles.
With what?
With their finisher. What are they? Whatever it's called.
The Big Rig.
The Big Rig.
Used to be the Midnight
It's gonna go to 3 falls, of course. I don't know who's gonna have the better advantage, but I have FTR retaining. And yeah, they did sign long-term deals, but that doesn't mean the Briscoes they want to try and win every championship. They're kind of doing what FTR is doing, except I think after this long-term deal, they might go after Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland and win the AEW tag titles because they've won everywhere else. And FTR, if you listen to, they were on Battleground podcast earlier this week. They want to go after the NWA tag titles next if they have permission to go there. That's what they want to hit up next.
God, I wish there was just by some sliver of a chance they'd go to WWE just so we can get freaking Briscoes versus Usos. Like, my God, I want that so bad.
No, I don't want to see it because if they're going to WWE, they're 100% going to try to do Usi Hot again, and I don't want to. No, I'm good. That's a hard pass.
Well, that'll do it for tonight. I was going to keep it at an hour. I know Dylan's got a long, exciting day tomorrow. Are you going by yourself or you got a group of friends you're going with?
I'm going with a group.
Oh, yeah. Y'all have fun. It's fucking awesome. They might have some shit on sale now because, they've been advertising new Ring of Honor gear. But when I went to Supercard, they didn't have much. Like I bought this shirt for $20. They had two different shirts. They had this one, and then they had the one where they had the Briscoes and FTR on the back of the shirt. Both $25. No, $20. They had trucker hats for $25. This is what was crazy. They might still do that. They had another table over there. There was fucking DVDs. Ring of Honor DVDs. Like every pay-per-view they had. Table stacked full. And I was like, how much are DVDs? $5 for $1.
Yeah. Nobody really uses DVDs anymore, so they're just trying to ship them out.
And for a bow, like since I bought a shirt, they gave me like one of those little fucking stress reliever deals where you just punch the holes. It says it's the Ring of Honor on it. I play with it a lot. Like while I'm talking and shit, I'll fucking punch the damn holes and punch them out.
I think the disappointing thing with PWG, how it's like you either have to be there to watch the show or literally wait till they put out a DVD to watch it, and that's disappointing.
Yeah, so they got Supercard of Honor on DVD now. Like, if I want, I just go watch it on VR live because I did that earlier this week. I went back and watched the 0 Hour and shit and watched everything else. So, but yeah, that will do it for tonight. So, Dylan, hope you guys have a blast. Can't wait to hear about it. Let us know how it was. So, we'll start with you and Smoke, and then Justin. Wherever can we find you on social media before we close out?
Yeah, name's right on the screen, Dylan_Bracha, just as is. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and definitely check out the Nerds of Wrestling Facebook page. Great group there. Answer a few questions. I let you in as an admin. Great group of guys there, girls, you name it.
And you can find me. My name is not the Smoke on Twitter. Don't get it twisted. You can find me at Beyond the Pyro on Twitter. Look me up on Facebook. Same name for the Facebook page. If you're interested, my actual name is Josh Mears. You can find me on Facebook as well. You can also follow us on YouTube and Twitch at Beyond the Pyro. I lucked out with the usernames. No one else used it, so.
And you can only find me on Twitter because I would rather not have 1,000 freaking social medias. I would only have one good enough for me. Only Twitter at JustinTime211. In Time Wrestling Podcast on almost every platform. Trying to get it on Apple so I can say every platform. Eventually we'll get it there, but new episode will be coming out Sunday, so keep your eyes peeled.
I sometimes wish I was like Justin and don't have Facebook and I don't have to worry about all the drama that goes on that fucking app.
I gave up Facebook years ago. That's why I was just like, fuck it.
Yeah. Well, our podcast you can find on Twitter at World Elite Pod. We're available on all audio platforms. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. You can watch our live streams powered by StreamYard. This one is under my name, so it's going to be on my YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe to me on YouTube. Just type in Marcus Hay. But yeah, World Elite Podcast is also on YouTube. You can subscribe to us there. Be sure to give us a 5-star rating and a positive review if you're following us on Spotify, Google Pod, Spreaker, Apple Pod, iHeartRadio. We are everywhere. But yeah, this will conclude tonight's prediction show for Ring of Honor's Death Before Dishonor. We hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to be tuning in, and we'll talk about it sometime soon. But yeah, until then, thank y'all. I hope y'all have a nice weekend. We'll see y'all next time.